So yeah, we're gonna cast this here. You can either watch our casting view, or DarkHero is also streaming, so you can watch. We've got a multi-stream set up, so you can watch his point of view while listening to us cast, or whatever you want to do. The choice is yours, and yours alone. We're gonna get into the game. This is the first in a best of 7. This is kind of our replacement for Friday Night Fights this week. We've got the ranged barbarian over here, who is actually Piano, one of his many monikers, and then DarkHero as DarkHero as the Imperial Guard.
I believe that's kind of like a play on his name, since I think his first name is actually like Valerio or something.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So I think he's been trying to stick with DarkHero. But the picks have been made. The maps are set. Maestro and I made our predictions, and here we go. Chaos Sorcerer up top. Inquisitor on the bottom. Chaos versus Imperial Guard. That's usually pretty tough, I feel like, for the Imperial Guard.
Both of these are two of my favorite heroes in the game, and certainly the Piano kind of made his intentions known with when he said that he confirmed his hero as the Doombolt machine, and appropriately he's going for the double heretics because he wants to feed the energy into the sorcerer to launch out all those Doombolts, just nuke down all of those guardsmen. That being said, I do feel that Imperial Guard does fairly well in Tier 1 in this matchup, because if we only have a single CSM, there's not a huge amount of pressure on the Sentinel.
Yeah, the just the one Chaos Space Marine isn't much, but that said, like the Doom Bolts, if we see the Flame Sword, and of course once you get into Tier 2, you've got Dark Flames, you've got so much potential AoE, let alone if you start bringing grenade launchers into it. It's something that obviously Imperial Guard with their numerous guardsmen are quite susceptible to, so I feel like it's just going to be dicey. It takes a lot of precise control.
Very interestingly, Piano not going for the second guard this one.
Oh yeah, I just noticed that. Yeah, only a single guardsman. He already has a generator up. Is he going for like fast catechins perhaps, or something like that?
Yeah, Catechins does strike me as the most likely out of all the Tier 1.5 picks. Heavy weapon team, obviously, sometimes notoriously difficult against the sorcerer.
Yeah, with teleporting, with Doom Bolts, with all the options of like on-point AoE. A squad that stands still and just takes it isn't really what you're looking for.
Meanwhile, those heretics just find themselves getting stomped by the Sentinel. Aggressive Sentinel play with that stomp. Chaos Space Marines a little behind enemy lines.
Yeah, exactly. You said there's only one squad of Chaos Space Marines, and I think when DarkHero realized they were way back on the rear there, he just charged the Sentinel forward. He knows that there couldn't have been another range squad on the field yet. Maybe there's a second squad of Chaos Space Marines somewhere as far as he's concerned, but that's really the biggest threat that would be for the Sentinel right now. So it kind of has free reign of the field, and now we are seeing the Catechin Devils as we predicted, and Raptors coming in for Piano as well.
So Chaos Space Marine is going to be forced off the field as well. The total DPS for Chaos Space Marines does come out to about 40-ish, which is kind of in line with some other squads, a little bit lower than Tactical Marines, a little bit lower than Dire Avengers. But of course, just what's very common with Chaos is that in 1v1 games, you will often just go for this single ranged unit build. So especially contrast with something like Orcs, where you're going to be rocking the double shooters, and it's just a lot of DPS that the Sentinel has to respect. So that's why we're able to see some of this more aggressive Sentinel play against Chaos here.
Yeah, and I'm surprised to see the map as red as it is right now for DarkHero, considering he had the much smaller supporting army at the start. He only had the one guardsman squad, and just now the Catechins are coming down as a second infantry unit. So we'll see if they manage to do too much here. But as of right now, it's seeming like DarkHero came out swinging.
So Sword of Flame going to be upgraded on that Sorcerer. That's going to be our first upgrade. Oh, wait. Actually, we do have the Rosarius from the Inquisitor as well. I'm actually not sure if that came first. And we'll also see the Holy Brazier.
Yeah, the Holy Brazier's a really solid weapon against power armor. So you get that extra power melee in there. And oh my gosh, look at this improvised explosive.
I was about to say...
Oh, the knockback! Oh, he jumped the gun.
He didn't quite get what he wanted. I think the intention there, he wanted to put them right on top.
I think you should have just walked the Catechins forward. I think it would have forced the heretics to back up, and they would have stepped right on top of that thing. Instead, he wanted the old reliable, and now the Catachans are caught out by the Chaos Raptors, jumping in, getting the suppression down. Sorcerers looking for trouble.
Attack there.
The Flame is down as well, getting all that extra AoE damage. Oh my gosh.
Oh no, the Catachans! Alright, the Catachans are fine.
That was a lot of AoE. The Catachans got taken out with that. I'm surprised the Raptors even retreated there. It didn't seem necessary. But now without them, I don't think Piano's going to be able to finish this push.
Looks like he'll get the decap on the bottom victory point while the Sentinel and the Guardsmen are focusing on the Chaos Space Marines. The Chaos Space Marines, yeah, I think they just got to go at that point because there's not too much they're going to achieve by staying in there, and a pretty good chance that they lose a model at that point. Luckily that they don't.
Yeah, so with the distractions on this side, you see there was a decap on the secondary power node over here. The Aspiring Champion Heretics looking for that requisition as well. I'm not sure if they're quite going to get it. Oh no, the Guardsmen are choosing not to engage.
They move away.
Oh, everybody's defying what I expect. All right, no one's capping anything. Fine.
Well, the Heretics looking for that flank on the Guardsmen, but they'll get hit by a pretty big old reliable, and that'll stop them entirely in their tracks.
Yeah, heretics are forced off. I always feel like that Aspiring Champion looks like a Chaos Space Marine unicorn with his little pike skulls on it.
It's gonna have to be a Guardsman squad in retreat, and so this single Guardsman, we are seeing that DarkHero, he found himself splitting up both the Guardsman and the Sentinel, and that definitely takes a lot of the strength away from actually both of them, with our Sentinel surprisingly kind of low in hit points, despite what I said about not too much pressure on the Sentinel. It's mostly about the lack of repairs coming in, with them being split.
Yeah, so we saw the Catachans trying to fight against both the Heretics and the Raptors there, trying to get a little sneaky improvised explosive down in the middle of the melee fight, but you can see Piano wasn't buying it. Now the Sorcerer's out here taking some extra damage, buying a little extra health off of one of the Heretics there, but the Inquisitor continuing to just blast out spells, dropping the hammer, dropping the Holy Brazier fire, and that Sentinel's awfully low.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about low pressure, but it's going out there with not much health. Okay, Stomp comes in. The Raptors, no, both squads actually got hit. Not all models, though.
And looks like the repair's going to be here. Wow.
Yeah, that was looking like a close call, and we now finally have the second Guardsman as relatively late, actually getting it as his last tier 1 unit. So the intention there, if we actually take a look at the Inquisitor, was to go upgrade heavy on her with the Interrogator's armor, rounding out the final War Gear slot for her.
Yeah, so full upgrades on that Inquisitor, which is pretty cool to see. The gen farm coming down early is kind of what allows you to do that. You can get those upgrades out while additionally getting things like your tier 1.5 units, the Catachan Devils, and finally finishing out your tier 1 with the second Guardsman squad, which, like we said, is kind of backwards for most Imperial Guard builds, but we've been seeing the Inquisitor actually get a lot done this game. I mean, she's been kind of handling the Sorcerer. She's been getting the stuns, the AoE. It's all been working out pretty well, but of course, we see Piano is already in tier 2 and going for Plague Marines. Is he that concerned about an early Chimera?
Yeah, I mean, my personal opinion is that I honestly really don't like the Plague Marines as a blind purchase. Like if you're just going to tier 2 and you don't know what your opponent's going to have. But I think it's a reasonable expectation that against the Imperial Guard, we're probably going to see a Chimera.
And there it is. It's in the production queue. It's on its way out, so the Plague Marines won't be for naught. Another Sentinel Stomp comes down, though. And, man, between the Stomps, the knockbacks, the Hammers of the Witches, there's a lot of disruption in this army.
Yeah, those Raptors getting out of there with all 4 models for having their Aspiring Champion.
Yeah, and it seems like these armies both have really strong counters to one another as they currently stand, because you know, the Imperial Guard's weakness is that AoE power that the Sorcerer seems to have in spades, and the inverse is true of the Chaos Army. The Chaos Army kind of has a couple power units, right? They have those Raptors primarily, and then they have the Sorcerer, and, you know, you can say sometimes the Chaos Space Marines, but in this current composition, not so much. And with the current
those
tools
Chaos
available,
Space
you have the
Marines.
Catechins for knockback, you have the Inquisitor for stun, you have the Sentinel for both. So you can kind of isolate any one of these Chaos Troublemaker squads and really focus it down.
Now, unfortunately for Piano, I think he's suffering a little indecision here. We've actually seen him start and cancel 2 purchases since getting his Plague Marines. He started a Havoc, then canceled it. He started a Blood Crusher, and then canceled it. And now he's just holding the resources. Pretty sure he knows the Chimera is out there. So, I wonder what... he could just be waiting for... I don't know if he's waiting for a Dreadnought, which... these days kind of rare, but I feel it's not too bad against Imperial Guard.
Yeah, I thought what did he spend money on? He spent money on something. Maybe it was just reinforcements, but...
Oh, he got fully upgraded Chaos Space Marines.
Oh, well, that's not cheap. Alright, so, yeah, we've got Siege Space Marines with aspiring champions coming in as well. Adding some serious range firepower. So far, the Plague Marines, though, as you said, have just been kind of unimpactful. Like they're a pretty soft vehicle check since they're not a lot of like hard vehicle DPS, as I know we've mentioned in the previous casts. When you consider the Guardsman squads actually have bonus repair, they can keep firing into these vehicles, but the Guardsmen will actually out repair the damage by the Plague Marine.
What is do you know the exact Guardsman repair rate? I definitely checked a few other units recently that do 10 hit points per second.
I think it's double. I think it's 20. I might be wrong on that.
If it is double, then that actually does out repair. Oh, I'm just seeing those. Oh my God, 11 hit points. Then that actually would out repair the Sentinel. Sorry, the Plague Marines, which do about 17 DPS.
Yeah, it's either 15 or 20. I want to say it's 20, but now I'm doubting myself. I don't want to throw out a hard number because I know that they're out there.
I've thrown out a few numbers and been wrong about them.
Oh
right,
man,
so
nice job on the Cinch early. Oh, that was very cool.
I wanted to try to get to it, but I felt that the goal between the Plague Marines and the fully upgraded Zinch is the goal there is to take out the Sentinel. Snare it with the Plague Marines. They don't do much of the damage, but then a lot of the damage comes in from the Zinch Chaos Space Marines, who are literally doing something like 100 DPS to the Sentinel.
Yeah, I mean, the Zinch Marines DPS is so high, and that was a really cool play there to slow down the Sentinel and then set up the Havoc and teleport in the Zinch Marines. That thing dropped in the blink of an eye. DarkHero didn't have any chance to get that thing out of there. And now with the autocannon
Havoc as well.
Yeah, so...
All right, Inquisitor coming up behind, though. Then I'm surprised the Chimera and the Guards are not pushing up into that.
Yeah, there was
supporter,
a little bit
but it looks
of a delay,
like she doesn't need it.
Now it's coming in.
I guess the good news for the Inquisitor.
So there wasn't any detection.
Yeah, and also when the Inquisitor with that Holy Brazier, the Havoc's not going to last very long against her.
All right, and oh my, we see Piano not hesitating for that big tier 3. But
so I
don't know. There's Ogrins coming.
I kind of like that play from Piano where he was kind of waiting, biding his time, getting the units that he needed to accomplish an objective, which was taking out the Sentinel.
Now the Ogrins are going to be, so there's an autocannon and there's already Siege Marines.
Ooh, and not only that, but I feel like it doesn't feel like to me the Ogrins have engaged yet, but Piano either knows or he may have seen them somewhere. So he's getting the Chaos Dreadnought. We have Inakura questioning whether or not this is a meme, but I feel like this is, if you've seen the Ogrins, then he might actually want a Khorne Dread, which, of course, I also heard you talking about a little bit before, about how, the Sorcerer with his Warp Global, he can get that Khorne Dread out of danger.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Khorne Dread and Sorcerer are classic, but he's actually going for Mark of Siege here, so wanting the anti-vehicle firepower instead.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense too. And I used to use the Zinch Dread a lot, and then I think at some point it was nerfed so that it was like less accurate against infantry. But I think it's still pretty good against Imperial Guard if just one of the Plague Marine missiles connects on the Chimera. That slows it down. Then the Zinch Dread still has a lot of damage, like a lot of DPS, that could take out the Chimera pretty quickly.
All right, so the guardsmen are pushing in, but there's tons of firepower over here. Guardsmen getting gunned down very quickly. The Chimera's even backing up, not wanting to support on the forward line here.
Oh yeah, the Chimera can't deal
yeah,
with
there
that.
we go. The executions stop those squads from retreating. They take up position next to the reinforcement vehicle. And you can see it's only the 2 guardsmen squad over here. DarkHero, I guess, trying to kind of bluff a little bit. But Piano's not taking it. He knows he's spread out all across the map, capping everywhere else. The Ogrins are over here, like, waiting to engage something, but there's nothing over there. Piano's gone all in on this top lane. And now it's going to cost DarkHero his power farm.
We'll get some victory point pressure in his favor, but I'm just wondering if in the long run, like depending on how much longer this game goes, if that could prove to be a problem.
All right, so guardsmen are forced to retreat, and now you get to this. It feels great to like get all these decaps on the enemy point, but now you've got the whole enemy army in your retreat path. The Ogrins do get stealth by the Inquisitor, dropping the silently ability there. See how silent these Ogrins can be, but it looks like the army has those heretics nearby, so the Ogrins are going to get spotted out before they close too much distance.
Oh no, the Inquisitor. She's overextending. This is pretty much gone.
Yeah, I can't imagine she gets out of this one. Nope, she goes down, and this is what I was talking about. You push onto the enemy map like that, and you find yourself just having to retreat through everything. Even these Catechins are going to have a hard time getting home here in a moment.
Yeah, I don't like this engagement for DarkHero. I think he was trying to engage from like multiple angles, but the support didn't come soon enough. The Inquisitor went down, but he's still trying to make something of this engagement.
It looks like the Catechins escaped into the safety of the Chimera, but the Ogrins are getting ripped apart between the Siege Marines and the Havoc.
I think the Ogrins could have gone down if the Dreadnought had focused on it, but it's still going pretty rough for DarkHero as he loses that Chimera.
So much AoE damage. We had the Flame Sword activated for the Chaos Sorcerer. We had the auto cannon Havocs firing into there. We had Dark Flames in the retreat path next to the Chimera as well. That was a pretty brutal engagement for the Imperial Guard, which was looking so strong before. Now suddenly losing the gen farm, losing that engagement. DarkHero, I think, just biting off a bit more of the map than he could chew there.
Yeah, when he had deployed the ability from the Holy Brazier, which I believe is the Holy Pyre, I thought that was meant just to use to zone DarkHero, to zone Piano out and then go back in a safer direction on the bottom side of the map. But then he committed into that engagement, and I could tell that the Inquisitor was overcommitting pretty early there. Melt the Stormtroopers. I imagine they're trying to look for a Dreadnought, but they're at the point where I don't think they can use a Melt-A-Bomb anymore.
Yeah,
so
they're not going to be able to finish it off. I mean, it is quite low. They might have a shot at taking it out here, honestly. It's not even moving to engage them. Now, can the Sorcerer's Glow be used while the Sorcerer's in retreat? I think it might be able to. But either way, well, nope.
The Dreadnought actually will just be taken down.
Yeah, it was with a little bit of the help of the Catechins on the flanker as well. A couple extra Melta-Straps from their Sarge actually does some pretty nice damage. But with the Dread going down here, we see Piano is in tier 3. Power Farm's in a little trouble, but it's not terribly relevant at the moment. Piano has 220 power, so he'll at least be able to buy 1 or 2 tier 3 squads if he so chooses.
So it's going to take him a little while on his requisition. His requisition income isn't too bad, but he doesn't have too much at the moment. Also needs to be very careful about not bleeding too much on his infantry-heavy army.
Yeah, the victory points are actually not in favor of Piano, despite that big engagement he just had. He has largely been on the back foot of a lot of this map. So it might take a little bit more here than the couple wins he's had.
The Ogrins looking to wipe out the heretics, but they'll actually disengage from that. I feel like there was a chance that they could have taken out that heretic squad.
Yeah, it might have been able to. 28 HP. It was pretty close to the edge of their range. Their sidearms actually do. I mean, they're not even sidearms. They have these great big guns, but they don't do much damage.
I think they actually do damage on par with like per model, like Chaos Space Marines, like unupgraded.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it's not insignificant, and for whatever reason, it seems to be quite good on retreat as well. Ooh, Chaos Sorcerer almost dying in that teleport, escaping with 7 HP in the single digits there.
So we're having a late game Stormtrooper call in for DarkHero, getting some of the Assault Kit Stormtroopers. This does put the Raptors potentially in a bad position. Okay, I don't think there's enough to take out the squad, but we could see Grenade on retreat, take out another model, but looks like he is way too late.
Very late, yeah.
One of our generators is under attack.
Alright, so Stormtroopers continuing to like put on some power pressure, but like we said, that might be a moot point at this stage in the game unless Piano really starts throwing away Chaos Predators or something like that. And honestly,
well, I think Piano's not looking for a Predator.
I was about to say, with the amount of
what did you just say? Oh, Terminators.
No. He wanted those gens to die. He just needed a little more red to call in his Terminators.
Got a back cap by the Stormtroopers trying to choke Piano out on victory points, which I think is kind of the game for DarkHero, because now that we're in Tier 3 for Piano and DarkHero is not, I think this is pretty rough for DarkHero in the sense of trying to just fight head on when the Terminators are involved.
Yeah, I mean, Piano's in DarkHero with a ton of power to spare. DarkHero hasn't really rebuilt his gen farm, so he's stuck in Tier 2. Even if he went Tier 3 right now, it'd still be quite some time before he'd be able to get anything powerful like a Lehman Russ tank on the field or something along those lines. I think it was DarkHero's game to lose, and he kind of managed to do it.
Yeah, and I think that both has to do with like the time where he kind of let Piano bash his power, then went for that engagement up where he lost the Inquisitor. Where it's like, if that were a situation where there were only like, at that point, Piano still had like 200 victory points left. If he only had like 50, maybe he could have won the game off that. But
right, yeah,
now it's going to be a little bit trickier. That being said, we are going to see the Sorcerer taken down.
Yeah, Sorcerer goes down, but so did a squad of Guardsmen up top. So it kind of evens out a little bit there. Still leaves Piano, I think, on the advantage. Manticore coming in, which is I don't know if I want to say a desperation purchase, but it sure doesn't seem like what he needs right now.
I personally see some potential. So I see some potential in it. Piano's walking around with a lot of understrength squads. If he's caught out at the wrong time, he could honestly lose one of those squads. We also have the option of switching over from the Holy Razor to the crossbow bolt pistol, throwing the crippling volley on the Terminators, and then nuking them with the Manticore.
Alright, so Terminator's charging up, largely uncontested here. And now there's some Dark Flame down there to prevent the soft retreat from the Guardsmen. Everyone's trying to avoid it. The Catachans wade into the fire. Your choices are fire or lightning. What do you choose?
Fire or lightning? I think I prefer lightning.
Yeah, I don't know. Not when it's on the end of those claws. I think I'd take my chance with the the Dark Flames, at least.
Oh, instead of
it's disembodied. All right, here we go.
Okay, there's the Manticore strike.
It was a little slow. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we saw the Excruciators.
There, right.
The Excruciators instead of the crossbow bolt pistol, which actually makes a little bit more sense.
So I guess he went for the lightning claws just to have something to kind of hard counter the Ogrins, where the Ogrins the only thing he was really afraid of at this point, I guess.
Yeah, I honestly find it pretty questionable myself. I'm not entirely sure. Certainly, like, I feel like he already has plenty of things that are going to make the Ogrins' life tough.
So you think maybe just sticking with the autocannon, just piling on that kind of critical mass of range
I
damage?
personally would have preferred the autocannon. I think the autocannon also gives you the opportunity to possibly even take out the Manticore. Like, you could aggressively teleport in with the Terminators, finish off the Manticore, and then use the Sorcerer Warp Global to get out.
But the lightning claws look so cool.
They do. They do.
All right, they're like giant shaman bear claws or something.
If I had to make an argument for the lightning claws, they make it more of a possibility that he could straight up wipe the Ogrins, as well as get more likely to get kills on the Inquisitor.
Yeah, I mean, as much as the lightning claws are a melee option in a ranged world right now, they are one of the toughest melee units in the game. So nothing. They're gonna zone out both the Inquisitor and the Ogrins from even wanting to engage right now. So it has that going.
Blood Crusher is the really interesting one. Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
I'm a little confused about the Blood Crusher.
Yeah, you go into tier 2 and now you're buying a Blood Crusher. Okay. I guess it's just map control. So the Blood Crusher, the Blood Crusher kills all the capping squads, kills the hero, I guess, right? Like the Catechins can't deal with it, the Stormtroopers can't deal with it, Guardsmen can't deal with it. Although the Melta Stormtroopers could. Yeah, I don't know. It's strange. With the Melta Stormtroopers marauding around the map, it seems like a Blood Crusher is a lot less appealing.
All right, here's
okay,
another
here comes
assail
the timing.
into the
This
Manticore
looks
strike.
much better.
Oh, they were teleported out of there, I believe.
Yep. I'm surprised they're actually not just leaving those back on the base to kind of heal up a little bit. He's bringing them right back out. They're only at about half health.
All right, here's the Blood Crusher chasing after the Manticore.
Oh, that's why I got the Blood Crusher. Who's going to die first?
The Manticore needs to keep moving.
Who's going to die first?
Keep moving.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
so
And
someone
it
even
roars
called
as it
out in the
perishes
chat.
into the warp.
Someone called out in the chat that the purpose of the Blood Crusher was to go after the Manticore, which, I mean, it was close, but I still don't really believe in that.
Yeah, I mean, I see the idea of it. If there weren't Melta Stormtroopers on the field, perhaps, but oh man, now these Terminators, they should still rip through these. Oh my gosh, look how fast those Ogrins are going down. There's Siege Marines, there's autocannons, there's lightning claws. The Ogrins don't stand a chance.
That's gonna probably have to be the retreat as well. We're gonna see the attempted Manticore strike though on the Terminators. Will that be enough to take them out?
Yeah, this time there's no teleport. It's doing big damage.
He's gonna try to finish it off with the Sorcerer.
One more swing.
Oh my god!
My gosh! Raptors keep her from going down.
Oh my god! And I think does she pay with it for her life, or with it with her life?
The flames are coming down. He wants it so bad. That's not going to be enough to
take her
finish
out.
her off, though. No.
I think even if she was more center in that path, it probably wouldn't have taken her out.
Yeah, the Dark Flames do very little to heroes, but that
what an
improvised explosive.
Oh man, if he hadn't retreated the Catechins, he might have had a chance to get up and finish the Heretics.
Melee. This game is just turning into a disaster. There's dead Ogrins everywhere. Squads are dropping left and right.
Now we see a Predator out of Piano.
Now, did the Terminators actually go down, or did they escape? They did escape.
They escaped. They escaped just barely. He just found time to get the teleport off cooldown.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised with how much damage that IED did. I'm surprised the Catechins retreated there. They had a chance, I feel like, of threatening both of those squads at the end of that engagement. Ogren's now pushing up with the Plasma Guardsmen on the eastern side. The west has this Sorcerer and his Heretics moving in. Manticore's keeping an eye on the VP, however. And only 49 victory points left for Piano. It's still a dicey situation. When you get this low on VPs, it can be anyone's game, because all it takes is a couple bad caps at the wrong time that you're not ready to respond to. There is a Predator coming out here, so that should be something to really contest most of what's on the field for DarkHero. But it's DarkHero's fighting for it, man.
Oh man, the Inquisitor has also rotated out so many war gears. Now also has the Inquisitorial Mandate to get that brief invulnerability.
Oh man, and if there's, I mean, the invulnerability items in this game, gosh, she's getting so powerful. She's level 5. And she's taking big chunks of health off that sorcerer with every swing. There's a lone lightning claw Terminator out here to try to contest the victory
Manticore
point.
strike on the Predator. Why are the Ogrins shooting in ranged? It doesn't matter. That will be the end of the Predator.
Oh my gosh, the Manticore and the Melta guys making short work of that Chaos tank.
Yeah, you know, I was about to say, I think we had someone calling in the
Both
chat, it's like,
heroes are
oh, he's
down
got
now,
a tank.
too.
But I felt that DarkHero very much had the tools that he needed to take out a Predator.
I mean, these Stormtroopers alone have gotten a lot of work done. They got a Dreadnought, they've got a Predator, they got a Blood Crusher. Now all they need is a Land Raider. They'll have one of everything.
Grenade on the Raptors on the bottom. Raptors will jump in here.
He's down to 16 victory points.
Oh, this big flank from DarkHero. Oh, but teleporting the Raptors out so that they don't get killed.
Both players, they're throwing everything they've got at this. There's a decap coming down up top. It should be just about in time. He might lose a couple more VPs here, but every couple VPs is that much closer to victory for DarkHero. He's down to 16 points. The decap's coming in. This might be it. I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything about this. Manticore strike coming in on the defensive along with a hammer. Oh, nope, it was a pyre. There's so many abilities from this Inquisitor. And honestly,
Manticore strike is kind of interesting
the,
there. I guess mostly just kind of zone out.
Sure. I think just kind of, I mean, he knows he's got the win. If he holds these VPs for just a few more seconds, it's all over. He's got the Stormtroopers even going for the decap on the center VP, and with the Inquisitorial Mandate, that invulnerability kind of guarantees that you can contest the point long enough to end the game. Let's see how it goes.
Sail on the
Piano's
Terminator,
last
but
chance.
we don't have a Manticore strike. All right, I think that's it. Yeah.
The decap comes down. It's a 2-0 cap. 5 points remaining, and there's just not enough time. DarkHero is going to take the first match of this best of 7. And, I mean, I got to say, it was a pretty sweet match.
Yeah, this is the best game I've seen in a pretty long time.
Very cool. Ashes of Typhon tends to bring the big maps. It tends to be one of those maps that just runs long. But we're seeing different maps. We're seeing different matchups that we really don't see. I think this is going to be a pretty cool series.
Yeah, this matchup is one that I'm not as... I feel like I don't know as much about this one. Wouldn't be as easy for me to call as kind of like an Imperial Guard versus Chaos.
Right, yeah, exactly. But that said, I don't think we're going to see much in the way of like anything like Rangers. This is a map I'd expect to see something like double Shurikens on, because the lanes are so tight it makes them very difficult to flank. You still might need a Ranger, I guess, simply because you're playing against Lictor Alpha. But the Warp Spider Exarch on this map, you can see like this is how close the VPs are. They're actually far away on the map, you know, but as the bird flies, as the Warp Spider jumps, they're very close, you know?
Yeah, it's coming back to me now about this map. You got those stairs around those side victory points as well.
And this was the wall I was talking
a little
about.
difficult.
Your power farm is right in front of your base.
Yeah,
but
I
after
remember
those
that
walls
too.
go down, they get exposed. And that center VP is actually very difficult to hold as well. So it's a cool map, if not a bit of a headache. It's fun to watch. I don't know how fun it is to play on.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if I've played this map since like retail in like 2012 or 13.
I feel like Inakura
2012
probably
even.
requested this map sometime recently. I think we had a match with Bruce and somebody. I don't know. I don't quite remember, but I feel like
Inakura says Bruce and Rostam.
Bruce and Rostam played on this. Okay, that's the last time we saw it. I know we were having a time. I mean, Inakura likes pulling all the obscure maps out.
Oh boy, look at what we got coming.
Support structure.
All right. Oh, double Banshees from Piano.
Double banching. So I guess that means, you know, I don't remember exactly which one it is, whether it's the enhanced warp generator or the improved warp generator, one of those things that gives the group teleport.
I'm gonna say improved. I'm calling improved on this one because I feel like I see enhanced pretty regular. Oh no, but enhanced the last time we saw it, I think it was the group. Oh man, now I don't even know.
They're
Someone,
just so
Elite
similarly
Mod,
named.
change those names, please. Why not
Just
like
make one the group teleport armor.
Yeah, the mass teleport or like, yeah, sheesh. All right. Uh-oh. Was he
I'm
trying
guessing
to
that
select
too is about
squads?
I'm guessing that too is about the banshees. Yeah, he says he approves.
Yeah, I mean, it can sometimes be a really good early surprise play going for the double banshees, because oftentimes when you're playing against Eldar and you get a rout on the banshee squad, you assume that, like, all right, I can move my range squads forward, everything's safe, and you might even look away when you see a dot on the mini-map, assuming that it's Dire Avengers. And then suddenly, wait, I gotta go check on my squad. Why is it losing so much health? And everything's just getting hacked up by power swords.
Yeah, and typically there are times when you see the double howling banshees purposefully in terms of combining with certain commander war gears. For the Orb Spider Exarch, of course, that group teleport ability with whichever one of the war gears that's actually from, and then the Farseer sometimes does it with the Spirit Stones. You know, all these howling banshees moving into the power farm. Termagant's backing off, just looking to put some damage on them. They'll probably need to commit the crippling poison soon, or they'll maybe go for the garrison instead. They'll do both.
Okay, so yeah, the poison goes down. The Lictor's moving to respawn. The Lictor, and well, no, the Hormas are actually pretty beat up. I was gonna say the Lictors and Hormas might make short work of the Banshees, but the Banshees are just fleeting foot out of there. Going ahead and falling back for the moment. And now the Warp Spider, I mean, you can see, this is really good control so far by Piano. I'm liking this a lot. He's going to double Banshees, and they're very frail, right? You have to be very careful with where you commit them. And oh my gosh, the Warp Spider just dodging a flesh hook as he had already started his teleport animation.
So a Ranger squad will also come out. At this point, it doesn't look like we're going to get a Shuriken weapon team. Still somewhat of a chance. Like if we actually see the 5th squad in Tier 1, which is not unheard of. I think it would be a little bit less likely if you're going with Banshees, because with the double Banshee opening, because it took a little bit longer to put down the power. But we'll see.
Now the feeder tendrils are in for the Lictor. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I feel like the damage output of the Banshees is such that like a bit of a light heal won't make that much of a difference here, but we'll see if it comes into play. It might save his life here, especially when he's getting knocked down by the Banshees. He gets a special attack off, and the Banshees do ultimately retreat. He could have kept them in there a little longer, but doesn't want to bleed any requisition, and the Warp Spider continuing to just be everywhere. You don't want him to be on the map. The map is starting to go a little more red than I would expect, though. The Tyranids are spreading out after that past engagement. Ravners are out here as well. And Piano... Well, Piano's a good bit ahead on
Rangers gotta be
power.
careful. Alright, Rangers will just retreat, having find themselves out of position, being flanked by both the Lictor as well as the Raveners. And with that one engagement, we are going to see the generators being bashed. Focusing on that one generator, seems like actually damage is spreading out a little bit.
Alright, so here we go. Howling Banshees moving up, hitting the fleet of foot. The second squad not far behind them. Will these Raveners... Oh, they're going to burrow strike out. Okay, Lictor getting knocked down. He's getting swarmed here. This is 2 squads of Banshees. The second squad isn't moving to engage.
He might go down.
Oh,
I think they're
it
getting tripped up so much by all those boxes that the Lictor will get out of there alive. Spore
Oh, and
mines
an
coming
interesting
in.
little tech here. The Spore Mines will be a big deterrent for these Banshees charging the Tyranid line.
Yeah, if anything, I'd say like I think he detonated 2 there when I'm not sure if he had to. Like I'd kind of like to see him actually hold on to those spore mines to use them as that deterrent. Like when the Banshees come in, just have that ready there to detonate them when they get close.
Well, the cool thing about getting all that damage down is that since none of the Monals died, the Banshees are going to have to sit in base for quite a while. Since the Banshees are the main fighting force, they're going to have to really heal up to full before they engage, especially with Spore Mines sitting out here. So he's just buying time to try to like get these gen bashes in, and now like he did detonate
Hormagaunts
that
throw a
line.
feet grenade. Not Hormagaunts, or Hormagaunts get hit by a feet grenade.
Oh my gosh, some cheers coming in. Thanks everybody for the cheers. I'm seeing them. We'll call everything out after the game. So everybody heading into tier 2. Piano's a bit ahead of DarkHero. And now we have fleetness aspect coming in for the Banshees. And again, I mean, these Spore Mines are just a nice answer to what is out here. That said, these Termagants aren't having too great a time. Oh my gosh, the poison goes down. Is the sidearm going to finish the one singular hit point? The Warp Spider's there. The Warp Spider can finish the squad off. Termagants
You're right,
go down.
he does. Meanwhile, the Lictor Alpha engaging in melee with the Howling Banshees. Few
Like I
Banshee
said,
models going down, but the Lictor's going to go down too.
The Feeder Tendrils just isn't enough. That's kind of what I felt like. The Feeder Tendrils can help keep some sustain against like range squads and stuff like that. But even against that already injured Banshee squad, the Lictor just can't quite do enough damage to really make a difference. And the Feeder Tendrils, I don't think, is enough of a heal against a dedicated melee squad.
Yeah, the Feeder Tendrils are definitely not an answer to the Howling Banshees. I don't think it's like a bad choice overall, but it's not something that's going to basically suddenly make the Lictor Alpha an answer to the Banshees.
All right, so we have Deadly Jump coming out here, getting those tough legs. This Lictor doesn't skip leg day, so he's going to be able to jump all the way across the map and make the Warp Spider a little jealous here. Oh man, Warp Spider hops over to the garrison. There are quite a few garrisons and weird spots in this map to really take advantage of with the Warp Spider.
Yeah, that's a really strange position for a garrison because it's like so far to the edge of the map.
Yeah, it
But
really only
close enough
controls
to that
that
requisition
far
point.
lane.
So Howling Banshees on the right, getting that war shout off, scaring off the Raveners, but the Termagants are still here. And the retreat is somewhat surprising. He's probably just worried about getting hit by the crippling poison, and then I guess the combined damage of the Termagants as well as the Hormagaunts.
Yeah, it seems a little curious here. But all right, with Piano in tier 2, the Wraith Lord's coming out, and DarkHero's looking a lot rougher suddenly.
Yeah, I mean, we had a grenade right there that just missed. The Wraith Lord is going to come out. That's going to demand a Venom Brood from DarkHero. Unfortunately, if he does get the Gene Stealers, that's not a great blind purchase into the Wraith Lord. Unless he can just, like, dodge the Wraith Lord. Yeah, the more I think about it, I don't really like the Gene Stealer purchase here.
Yeah, I don't with the I don't know if he just is expecting that melee is going to be the answer, but how are you going to counter two Banshee squads and a Wraith Lord? I mean, there's not much melee that beats that, just straight up. You have to invest so hard. Like even Adrenal Gland Warrior Broods along with these Gene Stealers wouldn't be enough to deal with this, I don't think.
What's the oh come on about?
I guess the Lictor was getting knocked back into the corner so the Banshees couldn't actually surround him.
Tilt activated. Tilt activated, but we do have that Wraith Lord walking straight through these walls. He's going for like the full-on wall destruction.
He wants to open it up, so yeah. That power gen farm is now exposed from the center victory point.
And interestingly, he's trying to keep the Wraith Lord in a safer position, I think, rather than committing it to being in melee. And it will upgrade to the Shuriken Cannon to just provide more of that damage from a distance. And DarkHero does, not only does he not want to engage this, he literally can't. So he basically is probably going to be giving up this whole power farm. I don't see any way that he can defend it without a Venom Brood. And yet DarkHero's still committing to the Warrior.
Yeah, still committing to the Warrior, and and also still up on victory points by about 100 VPs. So losing to power, still up on VPs, and this is kind of a similar position that we saw him in last game, and he managed to pull it out. So let's see if I feel like, well, I guess he's not. This is about the same position. I was gonna say I feel like the Piano's in a better position than last time, but last time it was kind of the same thing. He had a Dreadnought out. He had a victory point disadvantage. He had just killed DarkHero's gens. And now here we are again, so let's see if this time around Piano can maybe close it out. or whether DarkHero
Yeah, I don't
is
know
going
if
to
this
be
is
able to
just
pull it
like
back around.
DarkHero's strategy, where he wants to give the game to Piano a little bit so that he can make the comeback later on. But I would say that, at least in my opinion, this looks like a worse position for DarkHero than he did in Game 2 at roughly the same time. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I mean,
an
he's
instant
just-
retreat.
Yeah, he can't engage this. There's way too much damage. Grenade comes down. It is a whiff, but not too bad. Webway gates are starting to go up, and these are the webways I'm talking about. You can hit these corners of the map that take so long to get to, but as Eldar, you can just pop in, grab the VP, pop back out, harass these resource nodes over here. It starts to become a real headache as the game progresses, and then you
Yeah, especially that one on the right. That one's
yeah.
pretty out of the way.
Right, you had the Warp Spider teleports on top of that, where he can just teleport across all these little gaps and different levels in the map, and just fighting the map control game on top of now DarkHero not being able to engage directly, it just becomes too difficult. Man, Wraith Lords are so
And-
cool.
I'm also still, I mean, DarkHero still, eventually he needs to get a Venom Brood out. Like, I don't really see it as optional. He just needs to make sure he gets the resources to get there. Otherwise, he's just completely at the mercy of the Wraith Lord. I mean, obviously he's playing the map control game, trying to just backcap things. But I don't think that will be sustainable by itself for another 245 of Piano's victory points.
We have lost the structure to the enemy.
The Webway Gate network is continuing to go up and get torn down. Now getting replaced with capillary towers. But you can see, I mean, there's so many weird little spots to put Webway. You can see like 2 on the left side. The VPs are still ticking down against Piano, but Piano seems to, his army's just growing and growing. And so far, we haven't seen DarkHero take an engagement for a while, I feel like.
Well, now he's kind of being forced into one, unless he just wants to mass retreat out of it. Oh no, grenade combined with suppression. Oh, that's not a regular grenade.
No, that's
an
the
anti-grav grenade.
anti-grav.
Okay, the Venom Brood is finally here, though.
Yeah, Venom Brood's here. It's doing some pretty good damage to that walker.
Big area of effect suppression coming out of the Banshees, though. Looks like the Wraith Lord will turn around a bit, look for a few swings.
Yeah, the Warp Spider teleports and gets on top of the Venom Brood, allowing the Wraith Lord to kind of start opening up on these Tyranid forces. Venom Brood's trying to do something here, but this thing's perilously low, and there are Adrenal Gland Warriors and Gene Stealers over here that might be enough to take it out. This could be the end of the Wraith Lord.
This is going to be the end of the Wraith Lord. The Dire Avengers are gone as well.
And on top of that, it looks like Warp Spider's not going to make it home either.
I'm trying to figure out, how did that suddenly... Why does it now feel like DarkHero's winning the game?
Well, I mean, there aren't many situations where you throw away your hero, a squad, and a vehicle, and you're not suddenly on the back foot. We were saying he was managing to hold the map pretty well, and now that he's got the army advantage again, and like this is such a repeat of last game.
And DarkHero finally listened to my calls of that he finally got a Venom Brood out, and I guess he was waiting. I understand what he was waiting for now, though he still waited a little bit long, which was instead of getting a Venom Brood from base, he dropped it in with the global, unique to the Lictor Alpha, to try to really give him a good opportunity to actually take out the Wraith Lord, and it worked.
Yeah, it was just positioning, and then finally the right opportunity presented itself, and DarkHero capitalized on it pretty hard. And Piano just overcommitted as well. He thought, he was feeling the same way we were. He's like, I got this is under control, I've got the better army. And then suddenly, like one thing led to the next and the next, and it just went wrong, wronger, and wrongest, I guess.
All right, then he's going to be building another Wraith Lord, but now DarkHero's going into tier 3.
Yeah, I think there's something about like the fast the fast firing animation of Venom Broods makes it very easy for them to fire while under melee duress, you know? Because they were continuing, even with the Warp Spider harassing them, continuing to get those shots off on the enemy walker.
Yeah, and as our chat can't help but point out, between the Warp Spider Exarch and the 2 Banshees, it was kind of just questionable about how the Venom Brood was actually allowed to shoot that much.
Alright, so let's see where we're going next. 200 victory points and a 2-0 cap against Piano. Piano without his hero, without his walker. He's bought a second Wraith Lord now. But it suddenly feels like the Tyranid have the melee prowess here.
Yeah, that'll also...
Banshees.
Well, DarkHero went to tier 3, but he went to tier 3 without much power. He's putting down a node now. If he can get some power online, if Piano finds himself in a situation where it's Wraith Lord against, like, oh, all right, not even going to cross that bridge. I was going to say Wraith Lord against like a Thornback Carnifex. Like, I just don't think he can win that.
We've managed to get to game number 3. Let's see how far we go. All right, DarkHero is up 2-0. Our boy Valerio pulling out the stops. Making it dramatic. Making these games dramatic. That's what these games are. It's like this big back and forth that we don't see in a lot of games. And in this game, it can sometimes be pretty difficult to both, mount a comeback in itself, but have the mental fortitude to like lose a couple squads back to back and still feel like you have a shot at the game. And
DarkHero is great at that.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of joy in DarkHero when he plays this game.
So double shooter out of Piano, very much expected, and we are going to see the double scout out of DarkHero. So far, things looking pretty typical, as he does have the tack squad, unless he chooses to put another scout squad on top of this one.
Now, the interesting thing right here is his cap order. Most of the time you kind of see people split between the VP and the points, but instead he's bringing the brunt of his force over here, the force commander and tax, and the scouts as well. He's just bringing his whole army over to this side and pushing this contested VP. So what is his plan here? He really wants to just... Is he just going to try to come around and muscle the gen farm down early, since he knows orcs dropped early power?
It really feels like he's trying to have that force commander like hug the side of the map. I was like wondering, is he just going exploring or something?
All right, so the War Boss now sees this coming. Shotguns are already out. We're trying to get the Space Marines all together so he can get that full battle cry buff, I'm assuming. We've got the classic, if anyone doesn't know, DarkHero rocks this giraffe badge over here on the Force Commander. As soon as these dumb scouts get out of the way! Oh my god. This is the worst. There he goes, the Force Commander giraffe.
Man, what is DarkHero's master plan here?
I don't know, but he's going to have to retreat through a lot of orcs if he's not careful.
He's going to have to use the shotgun blast on the War Boss, but then the sluggers will just approach.
Piano declaring that this is an absolutely insane strategy. He hasn't captured anything. He's spending all this time over here. He's now going to start assaulting the gen farm. But there's no time. Yeah. The orcs are here. He finally pops the battle cry.
It's so much time that he spent. Like, if he was going to bash the generator farm with this, like, eastern wraparound, I feel like it should have been, like, a little bit faster, a little bit more decisive. Might get the node, if even.
This is going to be the DarkHero power strike right here. This is... I mean, Piano seems intimidated by it. He's not sure how to engage it. There are 2 squads of scout shotguns. The Force Commander has worn off his battle cry, so now the orcs are moving in. These sluggers aren't going to be able to get anything done with the shotguns. And he's going to hold.
How is DarkHero winning this engagement?
One scout squad goes home with a single model, but that's it. That's all the damage that was done. There's only there's some extra power and wreck captured. I don't know if this was still ultimately worth it or not. It seems, I don't know, it's wacky.
I mean, he ultimately won the engagement, but the truth is that Piano had the better map control during that whole time.
Yeah, so he had, I mean, just now this point gets decaptured, but he had 2 fully matured Rec nodes, at least for the moment. And I think he maybe lost 2 or 3 Orc models throughout all that?
My God.
Oh my gosh, I mean, it arguably doesn't cost him anything, I guess. But now he's still all spread out. The Orcs are moving in on the gen farm. I don't know what to think of that, because it didn't really seem to accomplish anything.
Yeah, and I think Piano gets a better generator bash than DarkHero did. He's already got those burn-a-sluggers burning down the generator. We have a devastated Marine squad, but the Shooter Boys also just burn it down from outside their range.
Yeah, we have 1 Knob, we have 1 Big Shooter, we have Storm Boys out here as well. The Devastators, you know, on the field with advanced targeting, but against the Storms and Shooters, it's unlikely they're going to get a whole lot done. Force Commander now retreating through the full Orc entourage here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm almost tempted to say, like, is he gifting Piano a game at this point? But then he could also just turn it around.
I mean, we've seen it 2 games so far.
Storm Boys, meanwhile, getting forced off, lose 1 model.
Yeah, he jumped on top of the Devastator and then spotted the scouts right behind it, so he didn't want to risk the Storms getting shotgun blasted directly in front of the Dev and taking a face full of vengeance rounds, so decides to immediately retreat. Cost him a quick model, but nothing unrecoverable. But yeah, this is so weird because I mean, Piano still, as always, seems to be the case, down by 100 victory points. And
yeah, it's amazing that DarkHero has the victory point lead.
I mean, he took the 1 early victory point, decapped after the little showdown at the gen farm. But again, this seems like a superior army for Piano at the moment. Of course, it's hard to say that in this game because so very much depends on execution and how you engage. But I feel like once all these Orcs come together, this isn't something that the Space Marines can really hold. We do have the balls pull out here for the War Balls. Storm Boys jumping in to engage the Tactical Marines, but the Devastators moving into position to support as well.
Yeah, that boss pull to make the Devastator Marines even a little less effective. Not just that, of course, the extra hit points can be useful for those Storm Boys.
Oh my gosh, can we turn off those rays from the sky on this war gear? Oh my gosh, every time an Orc enters and leaves the area, we get the God Rays from on high. Alright, here comes the big engage. There's a lot of upgraded scouts out here. The Force Commander's looking tough as well, and I don't know, it's a full retreat. It's not unwarranted.
Yeah, what is happening?
I
mean, I guess...
I think Piano's a little intimidated right now.
Now, to his credit, you know,
Go ahead.
He has his whole power farm, and he's about to get to tier 2 ahead of DarkHero, so he has a clear advantage here. Let's see if he can make something of it. Of course, we've seen this happen in previous games, and yet DarkHero takes a grenade. Shotgun blast into grenade. Doesn't even take a model.
That grenade, like, managed to land perfectly between all the boys in the one space that there were no Orcs at all. Look at this map, though. This map is just all DarkHeros.
So yeah, I mean, this is honestly a little bit of what I was kind of afraid of, which is, at least at the moment, it honestly just feels like DarkHero is kind of outclassing Piano in this game.
Yeah,
but still,
he's gonna be well ahead in tech. So we'll see if any big tier 2 push comes. Like, if the truck hits right now, I can't imagine DarkHero holding on to his gen farm. But then again, that's never stopped DarkHero in the first 2 games.
He's saying bleed because I think he was frustrated with those tacks not dropping more models while in green cover. So there's the truck.
And with DarkHero, let's see, DarkHero is still not even able to hit the tier 2 button. We could even get like a death grip behind us or something and really put on the vehicle pressure. It might be good to not be so reliant on an infantry blob against a Force Commander anyways, because we don't see any weapon upgrade. I'd expect to see the Thunderhammer coming in before much longer.
All right, so finally Piano has won an engagement. Let's see how much map control he can convert out of this, because the map has been amazingly so red for DarkHero, assuming we're on the same team as spectators. Yeah, actually I'm watching your stream at the same time, so I'm sure about that. Should be one generator down from that shoot-a-fire. Tactical Marines, though, will of course find that green cover that makes them incredibly powerful, as we do see the Force Commander approaching with those double scouts. Even the scouts going in aggressively, probably looking for the shotgun blast, but the truck is here.
All right, so with the truck, Hardboy's going down on the storms, just trying to minimize some bleed here. Still not quite sure. He seems like he's not sure if he wants to engage. I feel like these shooter boys could rip apart these scout squads.
Like, I feel like he's getting bullied by DarkHero when DarkHero has no AV.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think Piano might be in his head a little bit. Like, there are several engagements that I think he feels like he should have been able to handily win over the past couple games.
Huge trouble, though.
But this time around,
get wiped.
Yeah. But this time around, I think he's just kind of still in that mental headspace. Like, I think I win this, but I'm not sure. The past few times I've thought that, DarkHero miraculously takes the engagement and kills my stuff. Piano jubilant, taking this stuff out. Tier 2 orcs, yeah, pretty much just kill Devastators.
Alright, so DarkHero is his first tier 2 purchase, or at least one of them. He got the Thunderhammer, and as much as that could be good against the army that that Piano has, he needs some kind of answer to this war truck so that it doesn't just drive around with impunity. I guess the idea is to have that Force Commander just answer the infantry that come out of the war truck.
Right, so he baits out the battle cry, hops back in the truck and runs away. He's got the storms on the far side. Where are the Slug is still not upgraded with their knob quite yet. And a Razorback coming out. Now I feel like, I mean, he's already got one half of the truck busted, so Razorback is a dangerous proposition here. Like you said, he needs an answer to the truck, and the Razorback isn't going to be that. He lost the Dev. I mean, his only real option right now, if he's going to stick with that,
it would have to be.
Yep, is rocket.
It would have to be a missile tack.
So Razor rockets versus truck busters. Who wins that?
I was gonna call it the missile back.
Oh, the missile back?
Yeah. Also sounds like the name of a 40K band or something. Anyway,
missile
pretty bad joke.
God damn. All right, so the tacks are forced off by the double shoot. The Slug is now moving in. The map is finally starting to turn in favor of Piano here. But we've seen this so often, and while I say the map is turning in favor of Piano, I say that on the back of him having a 300-point victory deficit here. So he's got a long way to climb back into this game.
What we might see here is DarkHero kind of, be content to be patient, to really wait for his opportunity the way he did in some of those previous games. Especially because now, he kind of has the luxury of time with still 465 victory points.
Yeah, I mean, all he's really lost is the Devastator. That's the only, hard loss he's had. He's been really great about his bleed elsewhere. He still has these upgraded scouts running around the map. The tank busters are out here, though, and this time around, the gen farm is going to get completely bashed, and there's still zero answer to this. DarkHero just can't approach at all.
No missile back.
Yeah, I mean, missile back versus truck busters. I really want to see that duel. But, well, we're seeing the Razorback get healed up here. I think DarkHero just knows better to engage, knows better than to engage at the moment. And he's even just sitting around his base. He just looks AFK right now. He's just hanging out.
A librarian.
Oh, okay. The missile back with Chad Kraken. There we go. Local piling on to the joke here.
I mean, for this librarian, he does almost have the power that he could finally get that missile launcher if he's even going to do it, which I think he has to. I think it's his only option. I don't know. Maybe the librarian is to make it so that the... You know what? I don't even have something.
Yeah, the librarian
I was gonna
is
say,
such a weird choice. Like, if the Devastator's still up, then sure. Whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say Veil of Time on the missile tax, but you already have the missile back.
Yeah, you don't need Veil of Time when you've got the missile back. So, shotgun scouts over here, at least routing, you know, dissuading these storms from heading in any further. But now we have the shooter boys out here as well, along with the tank busters. This has been like now 3 or so minutes of DarkHero just kind of sitting in the back of his base. Not quite sure what to do.
There's the missile launcher. The Razorback isn't even really there. Pretty fortunate that the Storm Boys didn't get their stun there. And we are actually going to see the Veil of Time on the missile attacks.
Okay.
Now they just need to get to the Razorback.
Oh man, that was like a super disjointed rocket barrage. That went on for like 10 seconds there. Like each individual model fired its barrage one at a time. The Razorback, meanwhile, was like 3 miles away by that point. For the Emperor on the Scouts, are they going to ace this war boss?
He's trying to finish off the war boss, but he's not even going to get it.
I mean, he forced them off the map, though.
For the Emperor. Grenade on the war truck does about 15 damage to it.
Yeah, I mean,
no, a little bit more.
DarkHero still doesn't seem like he's able to engage this. He's buying some time. He's maneuvering around. He's being a real pain, which I guess is part of it. Like, that's one of the things that DarkHero has been proving time and time again, is that even if he can't engage, he's ready to take the map. He's ready to contest wherever he can. That's why I was so confused that he was sitting in the base, because normally when DarkHero's on the back foot, we still see him out there harassing, decapping, putting pressure in weird spots where the opponent isn't ready to deal with it. So missile launcher comes in, storm jump comes on.
Oh no.
The force commander's on the flank, smite, and everything's firing off right now. Veil of Time trying to get the missile attacks out of trouble. They hop inside the Razorback, and now here we go. This is the battle.
Oh my god. Is
Truck
this a
busters
dead
versus
truck?
Missile-back. It's right here. It's happening. The dream is real.
I think this truck. One. It's going to take 2. No, it's not. Rear armor finishes it.
But the tank busters are still out here. That Razorback can't really go anywhere. It goes down,
right,
and
so
it looks
it's
like...
a trade.
Yep. Mutually assured destruction right there. But there's still a lot of orcs in the retreat path here. Warball still knocking
these
out...
tacks.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think the tacks make it out alive. I don't think they have any chance.
Let's see. Is there going to be a knockback?
There's some support here.
That's perfectly timed. The tacks get out of there thanks to the war... or not the war boss, the force
I can't
command.
believe the tacks made it out alive.
My god. The patience and the, like...
The shooters! They...
That's...
Okay, they don't go down.
That's something
I
that,
can't
like,
believe they didn't go down either.
I think DarkHero... I'm not on his stream right now. I don't know if you guys are watching his stream. You can watch it over with the multi-stream that we've been doing here. So, his point of view, I feel like he's just got to be chill right now. Like, there's no way anyone else would have just been like, all right, maybe the tacks will make it home. Maybe not, but it's time to hit the retreat button. And he just casually, like, hits Veil of Time, runs the tacks out, gets the kills, puts them back in the Razorback. Razorback dies. The tacks move back around. Like, they were in that whole engagement and just barely managed to make it out. Anyone else would have lost those tacks, no question.
I think just about anyone else would have probably conceded in DarkHero's position like 5 minutes ago, if not more.
Oh, man. So 162 to 319 after that big, ridiculous engagement. Man, that was good stuff. Oh, and I didn't even realize we had the custom shooter on that war boss. I don't think DarkHero did either, because down go the scouts. Stern guards get dropped in and upgraded, replacing the scouts with something a little beefier, but maybe a little less utility. Oh my gosh! But now there's a looted tank on the field. As stalwart as DarkHero is, I think this might be a little too much for him to deal with.
Yeah, unfortunately, although we see that he's got a lot of patience where he will be content to wait until he has built up more things that he's comfortable taking an engagement with. But in this game, unfortunately, what that meant was there were so many resources that were just ticking in favor of Piano, because he also wasn't inflicting any bleed on him. So Piano's in tier 2, tier 3 pretty easily with this looted tank out.
Not wanting to bleed Storm Boys needlessly against the Force Commander, figures he'll just let the looted tank do its job. And it's still a long ways to go, but I'd venture to say the Piano finally has control of the match. At this point, trading out the Razorback for the truck was much more in favor of the Orcs. The Razorback was
Piano
giving
just
the...
in so much of a better position to just buy a replacement unit.
Alright, this might be a little bit of a brazen engagement right here, though. He's attacking from a really weird angle. It's allowing the Space Marines to kind of focus individual squads down one at a time. He shouts no as he hits the retreat button. Yeah, that wasn't
out of all the squads, the Stern Guard veterans were not really they were not focused on, and they were also the squad there that would have the most impact in that engagement for DarkHero.
Yeah, he like ran the Sluggers in ahead by themselves around the corner. It was ridiculous. Uh-oh, the Whirlwind. That's maybe, oh, is that what he was shouting no at?
Remove Whirlwind.
Okay, he didn't even capture that far point. He's getting a little distracted here. 160 to 250.
We have the Kraken bolts coming in for
Ooh,
the
nice
Stern
evade
Guard
with the
veterans.
jump. I mean, DarkHero makes every game a heck of a match. You can say that much. These, like you said, these are matches that I feel like most other people would like kind of throw in the towel. But DarkHero stays strong.
Still playing this out. Still playing this out, even though Piano's economy still looks so much stronger. Like, Piano's at 89 population, so he's probably not going to get another unit, but it's just that if he loses the looted tank, like, even like that, like, that's like one of the best case scenarios for DarkHero, that he actually is able to take out the looted tank, but Piano would probably just be able to buy another one not too shortly afterward. Or
yeah, it seems like we're at the point in the engagements where DarkHero is going to keep needing to go all in on singular engagements, but even if he wins those, all it's doing is at most evening the score because Piano can just buy everything back. Alright, Stormboy's jumping in on the rear side. I don't think
Librarian is stunned here. Finally,
he
does.
repurchased his knob though. I don't think he realizes that.
Got some Stormboys trying to take out the Whirlwind. He's that angry about the Whirlwind.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I was saying. I don't think he realized that he forgot to purchase the knob back on those Stormboys. They lost their knob in the last engagement. If the knob had been on those, that Whirlwind would be out of here. But without the heavy melee, they didn't quite have enough. And what's going on?
Like
is he going AFK on these Stormboys? What's he doing? These Stormboys are like level 3 almost.
I was going to say he might be giving them up intentionally. He's certainly giving up models at the very least to get the knobs.
Oh,
he did have to clear pop. He did have to clear population to get the knobs, and he might just be deciding that he doesn't want the Stormboys anymore. Like, the knobs will kind of take their place. Obviously, they can't jump, but it's just... Maybe just decides that he'll have, like, an overall superior unit, and he doesn't want to bleed from the Stormboys anymore.
Alright, so just trading out the, oh my gosh, the rock coming down. He wants this Whirlwind off the map one way or another, so he drops...
I think that should be it for the Whirlwind. Forces the Whirlwind to move forward.
Well, the tank's not shooting. What's going on?
I know.
Okay,
the tank buster's got it.
Yeah. Tank buster's knocking back. Oh man, direct hit on these tactical Marines, knocking them right back into the Slugger Boys without much health left. And DarkHero finally drops the GG, and that's going to be a first game on the board for Piano. Piano even was starting to feel like he was worried a bit there from a 4-0 himself, but not going to be the case this time around. Has this tank shot? I don't know what was going on with that tank. It wasn't firing at all.
It could just be looted tank. The fire rate on the looted tank is pretty slow.
Winning before I start lagging, so nothing. All right, well, let's go to the next one. Hit the button, man. I've got 90 minutes. We got to knock this out. You know what? You know what max power is? I think I figured it out. I think max power is a rascal.
All right, we finally have game number 4 on the way.
All right, here we go. Oh, we finally got there. We're more than halfway. We can do it. That's right, Max, you're a rascal. I've declared it, and since it's my channel, it's truth. There's no denying it, there's no going back. You have been branded as such, and this is how you'll live out the rest of your days. I hope you're satisfied. I don't necessarily even think it's a bad thing. I just thought it's important that people know that Max Power is a rascal. Alright, here we go. DarkHero, aka DarkHero, as the big, bad Mr. Chouse, the Chaos Lord, and Deranged Barbarian, aka Piano, because no one uses their real names in Dawn of War 2 Elite. What do you think this is, StarCraft? This is Deranged Barbarian, Piano, the Eversor Assassin.
Alright, I wonder if we'll see the double strike squad.
Double strikes?
Nuking those heretics.
Well, we've got one. So we're halfway there. But we'll see. I feel like Piano doesn't care for that.
Gonna be the
actually.
double ISTs.
Yeah. I don't think Piano cares for the double strikes.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, oh, do I want that cheese or do I want something that's probably a little bit more well-rounded overall? Getting those double ISTs, pretty good for dealing with that Chaos Lord.
Yeah, that's the real thing, is having that, like, bursty range DPS to kind of keep him in check a little bit. And I'm curious to see what Piano does with the Eversor Assassin here. I really still, like, despite the few games we've seen with the Eversor, I haven't really seen too much from him as a hero. So hopefully maybe we see some cool war gear purchases, see what he can really bring to the field other than his default abilities.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of what he does is kind of like empowering himself. His default ability, Psychon, he trades some of his own health to, I believe, do damage, as well as I think maybe some damage resistance. Unfortunately, he's saying, we got DarkHero here saying he's still got some lag. It's pretty unfortunate.
Alright.
Support structure complete.
Let's see if Piano
So, typically, some of the other things that we occasionally see out of the Eversor Assassins there are the Chem Cloud grenades, which suppress as well as have like 3 other effects. We sometimes see the pistol that has an ability, I believe, called Neurotoxin, which will do like single target damage. And then there's the Bio Meltdown Global, which does area of effect damage. And that's a lot of what we typically see from the Eversor Assassin.
Alright, well, we'll see if any of it comes around this match. We'll see if DarkHero's lag manages to even out here. We didn't get a response from Piano. I'm not sure if he's just not feeling up for delay of game at this point or what, but he does have now a second Chaos Space Marine squad coming out for DarkHero. And we can see Piano just, you know, he didn't go for the double strike squad, but he did not hesitate on the double grenade launchers on the stormtroopers.
Had those Chaos Space Marines in there kind of by themselves. Now the Chaos Lord in there with the strike squad. I don't think there's too much he achieves. He might be seeing if he can get one of those strike models, but I think the chances of that are pretty low.
Yeah, and the one thing that you lose by going for these grenade launchers is kind of what we were saying before, is you lose a lot of that DPS on the Chaos Lord. When these strike squads, or sorry, these stormtroopers are with their default las guns, they'll actually burn him down a lot faster than with those grenade launchers, assuming he's moving around. If he's just standing still under grenade fire, that's a different story, but that was not the case so far.
The double grenade launcher does strike me as a little strange personally. I mean, it definitely, like, if the ability is used on the Chaos Space Marines, it makes it pretty hard for them to actually stand around and do their damage. Like, even if they're dodging it, well, they're dodging and then they're not shooting. And interesting build from DarkHero. Double Chaos Space Marines, double Heretic. This is not something that I feel is very common. His power is also going to be a little bit delayed because it's a fairly wreck-heavy opening.
Enemy falters, but he is not yet beaten.
Stormtroopers reporting ready.
Alright, second strike squad coming out.
Oh, okay. So we are going to see the double strike squad.
So this is just the
double
AoE
ISD and the double
pylon
strike.
here. This is double, you know, assuming he goes for the double banishment. We have double banishment, we have grenade launchers, we have the Eversor himself. There's a lot of potential hurt coming from these squads.
You know what? At this point, I do actually like the composition better for Piano because he can use that double strike with the banishment, really quickly force off one of the heretic squads, if not wipe it. And we're actually seeing that as long as the stormtroopers are grouped up together along with the strike, they're still doing pretty good at focusing down pretty well at focusing down the Chaos Lord.
Yeah, and they're just doing a lot of chip damage overall. Like the grenades force you to constantly be re-engaging. Like, you can't just stand still. You have to maneuver around. You have to take your shots, move out from under the grenades. Otherwise, the grenade launchers do pretty significant damage.
Strategic point spotted here.
Yeah, I definitely think also I think the grenade launcher stormtroopers, especially if there are two of them, would have a bit of an edge over the single grenade launcher heretic squad. We do see an upgraded weapon on the Eversor Assassin, so it's going to be that Executioner pistol, which I didn't call out by name before, but that is the one that has the neurotoxin ability, slows a targeted model, and inflicts single target damage over time. This is usually pretty popular. It's a tier 1 weapon, although it's not too uncommon to see it upgraded out of later on.
Does some pretty nice range DPS while allowing to keep his melee.
Yeah, it also gives him some range damages as well. Chaos Lord trying to move in. Chaos Lord also has the Harness of Rage, which by itself is not doing a whole lot at the moment, but it's more about the health and health regeneration is good, but I think it's more about prepping for the Dark Halo later on.
Oh my gosh, there goes the banishments.
Yeah, but it goes on the Chaos Space Marines and they don't even lose a model.
They don't, but it's an easy route. I mean, there was a little pressure on the power farm, so you just slap them down, send them home, and get ready for the next engagement.
Yeah, we'll just have to see if at some point he's able to concentrate that on one of those heretic squads, as of right now, neither one has an aspiring champion.
And
so
for
they would
once,
very much be at risk.
For once, finally, we have DarkHero on the back end of the victory points here. About 100 down.
First time in the series, at least in the early game.
The enemy is capturing one of our victory points.
Chaos Lord will catch out some of the ISTs, and it'll just be an instant retreat from them because they know they'll bleed models otherwise. Meanwhile, up top, I think these Chaos Space Marines potentially going to get caught out, except for the fact that the Strike Squad are pretty low here. They'll try to use a Banishment point blank, which does some decent damage, but they will also retreat before they risk losing a model.
Yeah, I mean, despite having these kind of squishier things like double ISTs, Piano's been controlling his bleed very well. He's not really gotten anything close to it, even dropping some toxin there. It doesn't actually take out the model. I was curious to see how impactful that actually was. Chaos Lord just lurking.
He's hiding behind those rocks, trying to finish off that generator.
Yep.
Grenades, they're trying to shoot the grenades
yeah,
over.
They're actually pretty
missing.
bad. Pretty bad shots with those.
One of our generators is under attack.
What is he? Oh. I don't even think that's an Adilla thing. That's probably a relic thing.
Yeah.
Codex has started.
All right.
I think it's just in vogue now whenever something doesn't work correctly to say thanks Adilla.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the ongoing elite mod joke these days. So Blood Crusher's coming out. DarkHero in tier 2. Piano is as well, but with a good bit less power. Ton of requisition though. Look at that requisition bar.
A lot of requisition. A Razorback gonna come out, or just kidding, this time it's a Rhino. Even though they're almost the same thing.
Yeah, we'll see if it goes for the Razorback upgrade or not. This Rhino
Nope.
might have to
Looks
go
like
for
he's
the
gonna
last.
cancel that. Go for the Vindicator. Does he see the
okay.
Blood Crusher? I don't think he even saw the Blood Crusher.
No, so the Vindicator on its own, I mean, can definitely pressure the Blood Crusher. It at least controls it, and it like prevents it from just face rolling some of your units. The Blood Crusher has to choose to go dive for the Vindicator and try to force it off, or kind of just back off and wait for the support of the army.
One of our generators is under attack.
Oh, double Blood Crusher.
Oh yeah, you can see
don't know
he's
if the
holding
Vindicator can handle
the
that.
first one back.
Because I feel like the first Blood Crusher wasn't even shown.
No, it's been sitting in his base as far as I can tell.
Lost a generator to enemy fire.
But Piano, The Vindicator, I don't think can take care of the double blood crusher.
So this is a fun play. I mean, this is definitely back in the early days. You know, the 2 blood crushers would definitely be preferred over a dreadnought. This time around, we'll see what he can get done. Chaos Lord out here. Does he have his kill of the week, or did he already use it? There it goes. Knocks back all those strike boys.
Still no DarkHero on the Chaos Lord. I would expect that's the intention with that Harness of Rage. Meanwhile, he's getting close to losing the Chaos Lord. I think
Chaos Lord's going down.
22. Strike Squad. Damage on retreat.
Alright, so here we go. First Blood Crusher's out. Where's number 2?
Second
Number 2
one's
just
on
looking
the...
for power?
I guess so. Oh, we're actually going to see the Melt-A-Bomb upgrade from the Eversor Assassin, which makes sense. I just kind of forgot that the Eversor Assassin has this.
Alright, now how the Vindicator's under some stress right now. Is the Blood Crusher just going to follow it home? There's nothing out here to stop the first one now either. Suddenly the double Blood Crusher looking pretty mean.
Oh, yeah. This Blood Crusher might actually be able to just finish off the Vindicator Assassin right here.
He's in here. He's looking for it. He has to be careful because, like you said, there is that Melt-A-Bomb potential from the Eversor.
I think it's on cooldown long enough, but Piano doing a pretty good job of kiting.
And decides,
Bro. Alright, so DarkHero gets away from that, and now he'll get a Rhino. This time, actually, probably for real. My expectation, I think he might actually be putting a las cannon on this one to try to deal with the Blood Crusher. The Blood Crushers, even though the Heavy Bolter Rhino is so powerful. Why is this a blood sacrifice?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess just wants something to stall while he continues to bash the gens. But it's not like an engagement that you really need these for.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a lot of red for not doing much.
The
It's
VPs
red
are
at
in his
all.
favor, so I guess he's just continuing to pressure. He's continuing to get gen kills.
So we'll
he
actually
spotted
see
the
Heavy Bolter
Razorback.
Rhino.
Yeah, weird. He's very confident in his ability to control these blood crushers. Upon seeing that Heavy
Chaos
Bolter,
Lord
I
go?
feel like he's going to
Oh, he's
turn
still
and
here.
charge.
I mean, I think the Heavy Bolter is the better choice overall, but for this situation, I think the las cannon would probably be more appropriate.
He's also getting Mark of Corn Space Marines back home. Both squads.
Mark of Corn Space Marines. I actually like that a lot. I honestly think that's actually incredibly good against what he has right now. But the problem is he's saying he's freezing.
Like his game's freezing?
I don't know. Can you stop moving 20 seconds, please? Oh dear. So it's kind of a shame that this is happening, but yeah, I actually think the double Mark of Corn, I think the Mark of Corn Chaos Space Marines are great. Individually, I think they would just, either one can overpower the Eversor Assassin and take him out if he doesn't retreat. They're good for chasing the Vindicator. They should win head-to-head against the strikes, and they can chase down the Rhino and do some light damage to it. So I actually like the Corn Marines here. I'm just not sure if we'll actually get to see them legitimately played.
Yeah, it's a
with what's
shame
going
because
on.
he's got a heck of an army here. I mean, this is a pretty Corn army right now. 2 Blood Crushers, 2 Coin Space Marines, the Chaos Lord.
I think it's literally full Corn.
Yeah, it might well be.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Hero's got to decide whether he wants to play or not. I mean, if it's not going to even out, he should just throw in the towel and go reset his stuff. Okay, he's gonna try. Yeah, you've got nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah, during that time, though, Piano did not stop moving. He went around and captured some points.
He stopped for like the 20 seconds like Eerie asked, and then he said, "Alright, I'm gonna continue
Fair enough.
recapping."
All right. Oh, but there's a conversion beamer out of Piano. Conversion beamer and the Melts is going to finish off one of the Blood Crushers.
Oh my
No.
gosh, it doesn't! The heals keep it alive.
And the charge also comes in from the second Blood Crusher.
And that's a little too much Corn. The heretics drop into worship just in time to dodge those banishments. The smites not landing on the full squad as they spread out to do their little worship circle.
Now, the only thing is here, it's still a triple cap against DarkHero, so he's got to break off one of these heretics, maybe even one of the Khorne Marines. Khorne Marines do run a little bit faster than standard Chaos Space Marines, so that is also, they can also be helpful for map control. Meanwhile, that Eversor Assassin gets pretty low. He's also now fully kitted out. He has the Assault Armor, which grants the charge ability, very similar to like a Hive Tyrant charge.
Right, yeah, we saw all those Khorne Marines get knocked right off him as he tried to escape, and DarkHero really doubling down on the vehicles here, now bringing out a Dreadnought in addition to the 2 Blood Crushers, so really trying to punish the fact that Rhino went for the Heavy Bolter instead of the las cannon.
Khorne Marines can actually kind of turn, yeah, they can literally like kind of turn and fight this Rhino. They might bleed a little bit in the process, but the Rhino at the very least has to respect it, as we can see.
Yeah, and do these both have aspiring champions? Because yeah, they have those melt epistles. They actually kill vehicles
I
very
think he's
quickly.
Gonna take it out. He's gonna take it out, yeah. Piano did not respect the Khorne Marines there enough. I'm glad we actually got to see this play out.
What a build!
Yeah, I'm glad we actually got to see this play out because I really did feel that I think DarkHero actually had a really strong composition against what Piano has.
Alright, so one of these Blood Crushers is finally going down, but it's gotten replaced in the meantime with the Dreadnought, so now there's just a bigger, meaner vehicle on the field.
And yet another Blood Crusher coming in behind him.
Piano's responding with a Dreadnought of his own, but let's see, how's the map looking? The center of the map slowly getting changed hands here. DarkHero starting to take the kind of civil frontier treasure belt here that goes down the middle of the map where all the contested points are, right in the center. And the cornflakes, are they going to take the day?
Oh my god. Alright, though that 4-model heretic squad probably gonna have to back off, probably retreat.
Yeah,
Won't
they got
hold
their
those bottom
VP,
victory
they did
points.
their job. They're running around the map, keeping up with whatever they can, and worshipping whenever there's a nearby injured Blood Crusher. Oh my gosh, those grenades!
Wow, what happened?
A quick
How did
volley
that
of
squad
grenade fire along with a burst of autocannon, and that's all you say.
I can't believe that was it.
Bye-bye.
Stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers.
Like, I thought for a second Piano was gonna get a double cap back from mid and bottom. But apparently not.
And DarkHero with the usual dramatic flair, looking a little rough in the opening and then bringing it back around in full force. Look at this charge! How do you stop this? 2 Blood Crushers, a Dreadnought, 2 squads of Khorne Marines, heretics, and a
Yeah,
and
it's
a
also a
Chaos
melted
Lord.
Dreadnought. And the melted Dreadnought also needs to respect the Chaos Space Marines as well.
Yeah, I mean, what even can the melted Dreadnought do here? It can fight. It can fight like one of these 3 vehicles.
And now we actually have the Tzeentch Dreadnought. Tzeentch Dreadnought, I mean, it's 60 explosive damage per missile. And it does shoot out like a little bit of a volley.
Well, unless it does that.
In that case, not. That's not a volley. That's
I've
just a single
never
missile.
even seen it shoot a single missile like that. That looked like a sentinel missile. Oh my gosh, that was bizarre. Okay, here we go. 192 to 108 with a 2-0 cap.
All of these strike squad, they will try to nuke down the heretics.
Ooh, and the
the
Melta
heretic is actually
finishes it
finished
off.
off.
Zot down the heretics and melted that aspiring champion. That's all there is for that squad.
So a small victory for Piano.
And Blood Crusher goes
Man,
down as
DarkHero
well,
also
but-
just giving away Blood Crushers.
I mean, I think with the triple cap, he just wants to keep everything locked down. Bloodlust gets activated as well. Everything's over here, hacking away, blasting
I think he
away.
takes out the Dreadnought. He's just content to go into the base. The Tzeentch Dreadnought still shooting out actual volleys or salvos this time, and that will be the end of the Grey Knight Dreadnought.
There's nothing that, I mean, oh my gosh, what a powerful charge this is. You better be praising Khorne this day, because it looks like anyone else is going to lose. Is he going to manage to get behind the arc of fire, the base defense turrets? The Blood Crusher is. VPs are ticking down.
We do have a strike squad up top with a decap from Piano. I guess, I don't know. Well, trying to back cap, but I don't think it'll be enough, even if this Blood Crusher ends up going down. And it doesn't look like it will anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's only the Vindicare who's AV now, and he's just being tied up.
Piano's gonna try to cap something right now, but what a push! That was crazy.
Blood Crusher even gets out of there.
Like you see army compositions get to that point, and you're watching a game like this, and it just feels like, oh well, that's not a composition anyone can fight. That's OP as heck, and it's like you have to realize how difficult it is to get to a position where you have, you know, a kitted out Chaos Lord, 2 Blood Crushers, a Dreadnought, Corn Marines. Like that's not a cheap army to come by.
Stormtroopers here.
Oh
Interestingly,
oh, he takes
that'll
out
be the end of the
Vindicare.
Interestingly, the Chaos Lord never actually got the DarkHero like I had thought. I thought that was the whole purpose of getting the Harness of Rage, but maybe he got to a point where he just realized he didn't need it and spent his resources on other things.
Yeah, I suppose so.
We shall make it so.
The VPs are ticking down. There's only 108 on the field for DarkHero, but just looking at the army tab, all that's left is those 2 strike squads. There's some operatives over here, but I don't think there's much they can do about these Blood Crushers anymore.
Check out.
Looks like Piano's saying, yeah, no time. With a triple cap, well, yeah, what are you going to do? You've got about 10 seconds to get a point out of your, or 2 points out of the hands of your opponents. And that's going to be a 3rd game for DarkHero. 3-1. Your prediction is looking like it might be pretty accurate here. Man, another really cool game. And Piano's got 1 life left.
The first time I saw like a DarkHero stream, like the combination of the music that he was playing as well as his webcam quality, it felt like I was watching something that was made like in the 1960s. Like it felt like a hippie movie or something. So that's like kind of what I'm building up is like DarkHero's like entire persona.
Yeah, I think you might be right on that one. I'm trying not to rush him, but I also was expecting a best of 7 at 2 o'clock, so I made plans 4 hours later. I thought that would be clear, but here we are. All right, Mech Boy picking off a scout. Doesn't manage to deny the cap, but manages to force the scouts off at least, if nothing else. And Apothecary hanging out up north.
Ready to serve.
I even got Piano complaining.
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna start
raging
hearing,
in chat already.
I think it's
Don't
gonna
buy
be
battery.
one of those kind of games.
I mean, the Mech Boy, I believe his starting damage is 25 DPS, but he's complaining about the fire on the move DPS, of course. That Mech Boy charging forward and just sniping that scout model.
Is he 100% fire on the move?
It seems to be what Strider is saying. I'm not very good at keeping track of the few heroes that have some, or even squads that have a 100% fire on the move, because it's a relatively rare thing.
Piano's just... It's gonna be one of the games where Piano talks more than plays, I think. He's already... I think he might be
It's
already
looking
lost
like that.
cause. We've got the triple DACA
Scout.
on the Mech Boy now as well, so increasing his range DPS even more.
Bringing it to 37.8, increase of about 13. And I wonder if that even keeps the 100% fire on the move as well.
That I'm not sure about. I'm not sure it does fire while he's walking. That's something... Yeah, it looked like it wasn't right
Yeah, I
there.
wonder if Strider can tell us. Oh my god.
Piano's in the upside down confirmed.
One of our initiates has fallen.
Yeah, he is tilted all the way over.
Fire on my position.
Oh dear. Well, we're kind of just enjoying the fireworks at this point. Assault Space Marines coming out. Classic team up. Name a more iconic duo, Apothecary and Assault Space Marines. And Painboy coming out in addition. And it's going to be a battle of the Healy Boys.
Understood.
Apothecary
Yep,
of the
maybe we'll
Sauce Boss.
Maybe we'll even see the battery pack on top of that. So if the mech boy can just like out heal the Apothecary.
Now, Piano did request that DarkHero not buy the battery pack, and DarkHero seemed to oblige in that. So we'll see if that's we'll see if that's going to stay true or not. It's like, all right, I won't buy the battery pack. I'll just get the Painboy. Fine.
Adding power generator.
So all things considered, I mean, in many ways this is pretty even. Of course, you know, we're very early on into this, but it doesn't look like Piano has completely imploded just yet, even though he has kind of gone off the rails.
In true Piano fashion.
Scouts here. Go ahead.
Oh man, here comes the conversation.
Initiates, follow me.
It is quite an affordable war gear.
Even talk more.
Alright, Painboy's here to start hacking up some Assault Space Marines. He actually does a pretty good job one-on-one against these guys, especially with a little fire
Scare
support.
off the Assault Marines. I mean, there it's not even a one-on-one. It's going to be the Shooter Boys, the Pain Boy, and the Mech Boy all scaring off those Assault Marines.
Yeah, I mean, that was just kind of a weird assault jump, honestly, from Piano. I think, like, he's just wanting to do stuff. And this kind of where the tilt comes in, perhaps. He's not thinking clearly, he's engaging oddly. And now we're just getting Piano story time, apparently.
Yeah, now he's just like, this is just like a blog now for him.
This is some sort of, you know, this is some therapy sessions for Piano. This is where he
It might
gets it
also
all
just
out of
be
his
part of
system.
his strategy, because if we look, he's like, things are actually kind of going well for him at the moment. He still has 500 victory points. With that push that he got on the left side of the map, he'll be able to get a nice generator bash off here. Good damage out of all of these squads with the shotgun scout squad with the sergeant. We got the Apothecary with the customized Stormbolter.
Assault Marines getting forced off again. It looks like the Gen Bash might be getting returned here, as the Sluggers and Big Shooters getting on the Gens. Mech Boy rolling out with both the Big Shooters and the Storms all coming up on these Tactical Marines. It looks like they will get the decap at least. The full auto slowing down the approach of the Pain Boy there. And quick retreat after all that. 2 gens go down in a node. So not the full Gen Bash, but still not bad. And like you said, the map's actually looking pretty okay for the Apothecary. Piano talking a lot of nonsense, but seems to be playing it pretty well at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he kept some of his power farm, which is pretty significant given that DarkHero, he's going to have to go through the full cycle of recapping his power farm, building the node, and building the generators. And DarkHero has also gone for a pretty heavy investment in his army. He's got the Storm Boys on top of the Pain Boy. This is a pretty heavy tier 1. And Piano also in a better position to get to tier 2. That being said, this wall banner is going to be right here.
Oh my god.
Right in front of the power for Piano.
Oh, Piano just continuing to pour it on while this engagement happens. Storm Boy's jumping in with the support of the Pain Boy. I don't think there's a heal available though, but yeah, there's a quick retreat there from the Pain Boy.
I mean, this is truly some high-level micro out of Piano, where he's playing and arguably keeping up with DarkHero
While
typing
continuing to
like
chat. Yeah,
50 words a minute.
Yeah, that's some serious APM. But yeah, I guess really the stat we need to be tracking, like you said, is words per minute.
Ooh, the Assault Marines, though. All right.
They get
Shotgun
out. They
blast is
cost them
there.
a couple. Mech Boy did go down there. That's a small victory. And,
2 models down on the Assault Marines, a Mech Boy down, and Piano dropping the Eat My Ass.
Classic Piano. More importantly, he's dropping the tier 2, so he's headed into tier 2 way ahead of DarkHero. DarkHero is like just not even close. It's going to be a couple more solid minutes before he can even hit the button, let alone get there and start getting out something like some anti-vehicle or whatever he might need in the coming fights.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the consequence of both the generator bash he suffered as well as going for this extended tier 1.
Under control.
We shall make it
Does look like DarkHero is looking for a fight. The Storm Boys will jump in. That'll be an instant retreat from the tax, which does... Okay, we're going to see a grenade attempted. I think if he had chosen a shotgun... I was going to say, I think if he had chosen a shotgun blast instead, he could have not retreated the tax and kept them out on the field. Probably also not retreat the apothecary.
Yeah, perhaps so.
Unless the shotgun blast was actually a cooldown. Because he had the energy for a grenade, but he might not have had the cooldown for the shotgun. Alright, DarkHero going to continue to push. He'll just push right up into Piano's power. He's pushing all the way into the base.
DarkHero just saying he loves the banner. Is he going to steal
This
this
is gonna be
power?
a attack
Oh
squad.
my gosh.
It's going to be attack squad.
He retreats. Is the Painboy going to get out of there? The assaults jumped on the shooters instead. He does get the decap and the steal. Gonna drop the node as well to just buy a little bit of time. There's enough range damage here that it's not going to be an issue though. Finally takes down the banner. Put the nodes upgrading in his face. And there's no tier 2 tech really yet coming in.
Yeah, I was a little surprised with the second tack squad. He's going for the sergeant, which means it's probably just going to be a stern guard purchase. I mean, that is good, but I was expecting... I think I was expecting something like a Razorback, since he does have a tier 2 advantage.
Yeah,
But,
I mean,
of course,
he's had
you
it
may
for a
not
while,
entirely
and it's
know that.
slowly slipping away. DarkHero will be able to head into tier 2 before much longer. Assuming he ever actually caps some requisition points. That's the kind of thing, is that he's been pretty low on requisition most of the game.
All
Piano's been doing a
Grenades
great
might go in
job
on
at
these
map control.
shootouts. Shooters actually get out in time. Shooters will get back into the garrison now that the grenade is on cooldown for the scouts. Wow.
Assault Space Marines do have to fall back. And where is that mech boy just being such a pain? Now, talking about capturing wreck, he's going all the way in for that supernatural wreck right in front.
Alright, I
What
don't
is he
think he can
looking
finish
for?
that requisition.
I guess he was just teleporting over to get with the rest of the Orc army.
Eventually, though, that is the mech boy in retreat. And just more generator pressure. It's generator pressure, although it's still Piano with the 500 victory points.
Yeah, Piano suddenly, I mean, I guess this looked similar to what we saw on Sewell. He was up there too, but this is strange from DarkHero. He's not really been able to get a good engage here. Now with all the tier 2 tech coming online, Sarge is coming in for the tax and Assault Space Marines. We got Stern Guards coming in as well. This is where the Space Marine forces really get scary with the Apothecary. If you can make it this far and be in the lead, the Apothecary is going to make all these tanky squads super difficult to take down. I need to talk to Keep Up Micro. That's apparently Piano's crutch, is that he needs to actually be talking trash to be good at the game. It's actually a requirement for him. Otherwise he drops his micro. Alright. Orcanobs are in here, both
kind of caught out, or will they? I'm
I
actually
don't
not
think
entirely
so.
sure why Piano's disengaging. Okay, he's not disengaging. He's just pulling back a little bit to bait them in a little bit harder. Oh, but here comes the mech boy.
The bouncy shield! Knocking
gonna be the
Space Marines
custom
all over the
force
place.
I
That
still
was
can't
so
believe
good.
that Piano lost that, and he lost the scout squad.
Oh yeah, he did.
I can't believe he lost that. I felt like he had almost his entire army. The only thing he didn't have were the Bolter scouts. He's got a heal. He's got Stern Guard veterans. He's got Assault Marines that can disrupt.
Oh my gosh.
Adding support structure.
Piano also confused as to what's happening. DarkHero just gets these engagements, man. Like you said, even at the start of that engagement, you're like, man, the orcs are caught out here. But surprise, nope, it's DarkHero. DarkHero comes in with some weird play, teleports the mech boy on the back line to knock over the sterns and tacks, and then allows the orcs to run all over the Space Marine forces.
So, and yet DarkHero still has not ticked a single victory point in his favor. I don't know if he's trying to go for the annihilation victory here.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I guess he's just
That's
trying
usually
to keep
more
the
of a
pressure
Piano
on
thing.
as much as he can.
Another scout squad goes down.
Oh my gosh. The scouts are gone. The Pain Boy escapes. There are 2 squads attacks here. You know, a squad attacks and a squad of stern guards, rather. So they can cut these orcs down pretty quickly. But on the far side, the power's gotten stolen. The shooter boys are capping around the map, and it looks like DarkHero's finally decided that maybe he wants to try to start taking some victory points. Because now that he's down under 200, it might start becoming a problem.
Yeah, very much so. And yet it's going to be Piano with a double cap again pretty soon. So DarkHero getting some, I was going to say stick bombers. I almost said tank busters. I sometimes mix up the portraits for those two. But
Oh,
I have over it and then
I
just
have
read.
definitely done that. And I'm always very sad
yeah.
when my stick bombers
When
jump
you-
out of a truck and that Razorback isn't dying. I'm
Or
like, wait, hold
even
on a
just-
second.
Yeah, I've done it myself. Like, oh, I need some tank busters. Then you find yourself, and then you realize that you bought stick bombers. It's like, oh man. And then you're just trying to make it work, but it's not.
Oh man, using the custom force field again to disrupt attacks and buy time to burn down this Apothecary. Apothecary pops a heal on himself to keep himself in the game. A bunch of marauding orcs in the middle of the map, along with the Pain Boy trying to decap on the far side. Piano's going for the flawless victory. He doesn't want to lose any VPs here. New unit question mark. Oh my gosh. Here comes the melee force. Stormboy's jumping in. There are some sluggers coming around the corner as well. Is the Apothecary going to go down?
Goes down.
Immediately, Lairman's back. You don't even get to finish
Yeah.
the sing kill. That orc just jumped and chopped a whole lot of nothing. He was hallucinating. Oh, and the flawless victory does not come through.
All right, so the first few victory points ticking down in DarkHero's favor. And now he's also going to see this Dreadnought will be an Assault Cannon Dreadnought. Of course, a replacement Scout Squad will be needed. We're going to see a Luda come out of DarkHero as a way to answer this rather than some tank busters.
There's a stun bomb
Stun
coming
bombs to slow it down.
in. Oh man, and
Storm
jumping in with
Boys.
the Stormboys. That might be a little much. I don't know
actually,
about
wait a
this
minute.
one. The knockback
Alright, I
comes
don't
in,
know.
the knob is getting focused by the Dreadnought.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a great idea at that time. Like, maybe if the Dread didn't have all that support, but, well, it did.
Where are these sticks even going? DarkHero is just getting wacky with it now. I don't think Mech Boy's gonna go home either right now.
Yeah, there we go. I don't even understand that
Nope,
sentence. My
I got
3 is
nothing.
bound to VP.
I got
Oh,
nothing.
meaning like his control group.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming he means.
Scouts here. Go ahead.
Alright, this is still a scary Space Marine force here. Almost level 2 tax, or level 3 tax, level 2 Vanguards, or Stern Guards. I got all the words mixed up, man.
Alright.
Angels
yeah,
of Death
Piano does
activated,
win this
yeah.
fight at least.
If you can't win an engagement with Angels of Death, then that's when you know you're in real trouble. 136 to 431, and it's looking like Piano might have rallied a bit here. He got some scouts back on the field to help with that map control. And
Yeah,
he's
the
been-
Dreadnought's doing good work for him. DarkHero is having trouble kind of answering this Dreadnought because he's only got the Luda, and we see that often pretty easily answered here by the Assault Marines.
On guard.
Alrighty. And DarkHero has probably, like, you know, maybe 1 or 2 pushes left to really try to make something happen here. The Dreadnought is a huge thorn in his side. He's got some weaponry to deal with it. He's got the beamy Luda out now. And the Orc melee squads could actually do some damage too if they manage to get in there, and maybe along with a stun from the stick bombers.
Yeah, I think the important thing now is that Piano doesn't have another opportunity for Angels of Death, so DarkHero, I think he needs to focus more so on trying to win against the infantry, and then if the Dreadnought is just caught out by itself, then he can go for it. Meanwhile, the Assault Marine's so close to dying,
oh,
and in fact
no,
they
he
do
killed
die.
his
Oh
own.
no. I'm wondering if there was even some friendly fire with the Assault Cannon barrage.
I think there definitely was.
Stern Guards, I was going to say, at first I thought they were looking for cover, or rather, first I thought they were looking for the garrison, then they looked for cover, but cover's not going to save them from all this melee. Apothecary himself also not going to be saved either. Now he doesn't have the red for either. Well, he doesn't have the red for Laramans, but he does actually have plenty of requisition, so he could buy back the Apothecary. Meanwhile, DarkHero even lower on victory points.
Yeah, the VPs are ticking down quick. He's got to do something right now if he wants to stay in this game, because he's got the superior army by far at this point. But the question is, can he actually hold the map? Oh my gosh, a second Dreadnought might be just the ticket.
So the weird thing here is that DarkHero, he's not really actually going to be able to fight 2 Dreads, but what he can do is just ignore them long enough, I think, to fight off the rest of Piano's army. And then, of course, you know, critical weakness of the Dreadnoughts is that they can't cap.
Kinda late, isn't it? Late for what? He's going tier 3 now. Second Dreadnought's up. And we've got a couple Orc squads just keeping an eye on every VP because he kind of needs to at this point.
And so here's one of the things I'm thinking.
Alright.
DarkHero goes to tier 3. He wins an engagement that forces Piano to retreat. And then he throws a Roxin base.
There you go. But honestly, I mean, basically he needs to break a Dreadnought at this point. If he can't break one of these 2 Dreadnoughts, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Man, okay, here comes the stun. He reveals the Beamy Luda.
Oh my!
More attacks get dropped in. The tax spam is real.
Apart there.
Scout's going for the other VP. Stick Bomb is probably not getting out of here. The Dreadnought might just march into the base and try to secure everything. If the Dread marches into the base, Rox comes down. It's not really going to do much.
Yeah, at most it's just buying some time unless it can finish off these Stern Guards, which I don't think it will.
The Stern Guards and the Dreadnought getting perilously low. Oh, but the Mech Boy. Can the Mech Boy
do the
manage?
Storm Boys? Can the Storm Boys finish off the Dreadnought?
I
don't
so.
think they have a jump.
The Beamy's coming down for the Mech anyway. So he's going to teleport in, kill the Dreadnought. The attacks are doing a good job. Where's the Mech Boy? Oh my gosh, he's going to lose
the Mech Boy is behind.
The Beamy Def Gun continuing to blast away at these Dreadnoughts.
Oh my god.
We shall make it so.
Yeah,
DarkHero's
this
still
Dreadnought
alive.
is
He
now
pushed
kind
him
of
back.
trapped.
All that happened was victory points got decapped. They didn't even, not one of the 2 got capped in that whole push. If this second Dreadnought goes down, it's going to be a nasty situation. The Storm's going down is pretty huge, though. They were a real threat. Oh my gosh, the Mech Boy
The
dies.
Mech Boy goes down as well. I was a little surprised to see that happen.
This might be enough to allow Piano to seal the deal.
Yeah, full auto, I believe, was also used on the lead model of the Ludas.
300 points remaining.
All right, Piano spreading out to try to capture the middle victory point and the left victory point using those infiltrated scouts on the left. But we do have the Pain Boy here to try to answer that.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to get the full cap. Yeah, they do fall back, but everything else is switching hands now too. And with only 48 points left, there's so little time. He needs to
Dreadnought
do
is also in quite a bit of trouble with this position. I mean, we've got the Ludas setting up, and we're going to have the Mech Boy should be able to join that as well, although he's not in range at the moment. Oh no, the Luda's actually going to go down. It's pretty close. They will. Mech Boy teleports in. He gets off one shot. He's going to need another. And meanwhile, victory points.
Yeah, the victory points are taken down. 30 points remaining. The Pain Boy still punching away. The Dreadnought goes down.
I think Anno takes
Angel of
this.
Death gets activated. If there's one thing the
He's gonna
Apothecary
put
can
the
do right
Sluggers
here,
on
it's
it.
stalling.
Oh my god, yeah, the Scout's still stalling like that.
Yeah, I mean, he even might. I don't know. Does he have the requisition? I was about to say, like, even just using a call to boys right there, just to get more of the stick bombers there to stop the scouts. But
The weird thing
that's
is, I
another
feel
one.
like I haven't seen Call to Boys in 2020.
Yeah, I don't know why people don't use it. I've used it a couple times in my games, but I don't know if I'm just the only one that seems to like blowing the wreck. Sometimes just to like finish a push. It's so good. So it's 3-2 right now. We're getting awfully close to your call here, Cretella.
Yeah. And also awfully close to the time where you have to leave.
Yeah, I can do if they start it right away, I can do one more, but otherwise I'm gonna need to get out of here.